Hey you guys, it's Nathan Collins back with another video. I am someone on YouTube who makes videos a lot about PhotoScape X, but photography, photo editing in general. And I had a guy who was so nice to send over a few photos that he was looking at, that he took, that he said, man, they're blurry, but I really like them. I wish they weren't as blurry. What can I do to maybe salvage these photos? So, first of all, if you have a blurry photo, so many times it was, really you should have taken more photos, or really you should have, maybe just been willing to say, oh yeah, let me go back and we'll take the same photo. But sometimes you have these once in a moment things like a graduation or a wedding or these different things where you have to get it right, and you can't just go back and say, let's redo that first kiss, let's redo that time when you got to drive that Mustang for the first time, some of this different stuff. So let's see what I can do here to help fix some of these photos. So like this one, the problem is not that the photo is actually blurry. The problem is that the photo is actually focused on, the houses and the trees behind here, not on the driver or the dog at all. So that photo is really tough, and it's one of those things where if you're taking it with your cell phone or if you're taking it with something else, really just making sure that it's focused on that one area, tapping in that one section. I'm actually going to jump over to the viewer just to see what these photos are being taken with. They're being taken here, down here we can see that it's taken with a Rebel XS, which isn't like a super new camera from my understanding. It's a 6.1 megapixel photo, but really it's just saying, oh, you didn't get the focus nailed on it. This one looks a whole lot better. This one, looks okay. This one looks pretty good, but you gotta remember, these vehicles are going fast. What are you gonna do? You can't always get the sharpest image. So this one, it's going to be really tough. What I would encourage people to do is go in, and there's a sharpen tool, and you can go in and sharpen the entire image, and you can say, oh yeah, I want to make these like really, really harsh sharpening. You can try to regain some of this stuff, but it's just going to be really tough because the photo is just simply not in there. There's also over here in color, there is a clarity slider. We're able to increase the clarity, and sometimes that can help as well to kind of bring back some of those details and things. So like if we're real zoomed in on what's actually in focus here, if you take all the clarity away, you have that. If I boost it, you can kind of see maybe more of the leaves, more of the different stuff in there. And if I go into sharpen, I can sharpen this as well. So you can go to the original and to what you have there. You can see that there's kind of more leaves that you're able to see. So this photo is unfortunately not really going to be that usable, but that's just what happens sometimes when you get a photo that doesn't focus correctly. This one is a whole lot better. I actually really like it. Depending on what all you want in the image, like for me personally, I'd be like, oh yeah, I just want this dog and I want you, because that's the main subjects here, and I think it looks really, really neat. And if you zoom in here on the face and stuff, you can see, oh yeah, it's not as sharp as you would have liked, but it is, focusing on the actual subjects in the image that you're looking for. So I think it looks really good, and it's just maybe some different tweaks and edits here. So maybe going over here to the sharpen and just adding a normal amount of sharpening, and then going over here to the color, and maybe you are going to want to maybe brighten up the image or darken things up or deepen things, vibrance, and increase the clarity. It just depends on your style and what you're looking for and what you like. But you can make this stuff look a whole lot better, because you can definitely go and say, hey, if you compare it to the original, you can really bring out the beard, or you can bring out your face a whole lot more, and it can be a real helpful thing to make a photo that looks really neat. One way of definitely trying to hide like a blur or a mistake in an image is just really boost it and make it a very saturated, very a color pop type image, and you can really hide a lot of those things. One thing that I would do, just because your dog, super dark color, what you could do is go over here to tools, and you could go to draw, paint, there's different ones, the color adjust tool. You can go in, you can just brighten up, let's make sure the strength isn't going to be too hard here. You can go in here, you can brighten it up, so maybe you can then see a little bit more of the dog's face, You know, I do sometimes do this on hair and stuff when you're trying to make it pop out, because really just the harsh sunlight is making it hard to see all the different details of the dog. Like I'm trying to see his face in there. It's like, it's real tough, but you know, it's what it is. Sometimes you have those images that just can't really, you know, be saved too much. Now, when we go over here to some of these vehicles, I think this one's a better example, because, you know, you can definitely see there's a blur on it, and it's because the vehicle is moving pretty quick. I don't know if you guys were doing a burnout, if you guys were going real fast, but nonetheless, you guys had just turned out of this parking lot, but you guys must have been going pretty good. But you know, you can see the rest of it. It's not like the entire photo's blurred. The grass is fine, the trees and everything, it's all fine. It's just that your vehicle is moving quickly. And the only way to actually do a better job of capturing that in focus is if your shutter speed was faster on your camera. So, to kind of compensate for that stuff, there's two different ways you can go with this. One, you can do kind of what we did before. It's like, okay, we're gonna go to sharpen, and you know, we're gonna zoom in on here, and we're gonna say, okay, maybe if the radius is higher, maybe if the threshold is better, maybe if the amount is more, you know, and you're trying to do this, you know, you can try to make this vehicle look like it's not as blurry, but it's gonna be hard, because it's just, yeah, those headlights are never going to look like the glass or those solid cool looking headlights before, because you're just getting these weird lines and stuff, and without doing tons of editing, it's going to be hard. So here's another thought. You know, you had that normal way of doing the repairing on the blur, like I showed in the other image, but on this one you could do that, or you could do something else. You could actually go into a motion blur, and give me a second to find this real quick, because I've got to figure out where I can find it, because they hide some of these things, and if you don't use them a lot, let's see, lens correction, radius, motion blur, here we go. So in motion blur, you can definitely see that it's kind of crazy. It blurs the entire image and stuff, but you can go in and click mask, and I could edit like maybe around this vehicle and try and make it look like there's some real blur and stuff going on, like you're going like Mach speed. I'm gonna have to, let me undo that real quick. Let me try this again. Motion blur, go into mask, maybe zoom in on the vehicle a bit. Make it look like this vehicle is just like peeling out, just like going real fast. There's an angle you can change. It's interesting. Yeah, so we could, you know, make it larger. Okay, sure. We can just go and blur just a huge amount of the vehicle, make it just look like it's going super fast. Basically, this is just saying, oh, you got a blurry photo, and then you're like, well, maybe I can make it look like I'm going like 100 miles an hour in Mach speed, and like do some crazy stuff. And you can, you know, change the amount of blur or something like that. You can subtract from here if you're like, oh, I want to still see the front of the car going good, but I want to see the rest of it just like going real fast, you know. I don't know. So you guys, there's some different ways of how to do it, but really when you get a blurry image, it's tough to reconstruct everything to make it look amazing. You know, I think the further and wider out you go, I think that having a real wide shot, you know, it can hide some of that, because you're like, oh, there's that car, there's what you're driving. But when you zoom in real close, you can see, yeah, there's some blur on there, there's some different stuff. But honestly, what I would say is that some of this stuff with the blur, like this photo, it's somewhat noticeable. With this photo, like honestly, it's not really noticeable at all unless you're really zooming in. This photo honestly looks great. It's not like tack sharp, but it's pretty good. This one, the photo just missed. Don't be too hard on yourself with the photo editing unless you're really doing it for high-end professional work or something like that. These are great snapshots to show some cool things that you got to do, and I think that if we all were to step back, we can always say that, oh yeah, our photos could be better, sharper, clearer, and things like that. But I would encourage you, you know, if you are wanting something and you're really demanding this high quality, definitely look into some really awesome cameras that you might be able to upgrade to, whether it's some different mirrorless cameras. The camera that you're running right now is very good, but there's some smartphone cameras that can even rival what you're taking on a photo like this. But yeah, definitely keep your eye out for some good deals and things possibly for the future. But you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I definitely want to thank, I think it's Howie, for sending in the question, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!